Hello and welcome to this week's Food for Thought. Mark Lockridge here, the pastor of New Life Fellowship in Letterkenny and Milford Reformed Presbyterian Church. It's great to have you with us. In the news this week, President Joe Biden used his presidential prerogative to pardon his son Hunter Biden, a man found guilty of tax evasion and making wrongful statements while purchasing a gun. Hunter was due to be sentenced in the next few weeks, but as his father prepared to leave the Oval Office, he used his executive powers to grant a pardon to his son, not only for these matters, but for anything else done in the last 11 years. And all this despite having stated repeatedly on previous occasions that he would not do so. It's a story of pardon, but there are great tensions in the story. The tension between being a loving father and being an impartial ruler, between love and justice. And there are aspects of it which stick in many people's throats, both on the right and on the left, both Republican and Democrat. There's that sense of the abuse of power, of family favouritism. There's the U-turn, and there's the widespread nature of the pardon, almost as if there are other things yet to be discovered, other misdemeanours which need to be covered by it. It's not a pardon that seems just. It seems cheap and too easy. Pardoned just because he says so. I've read some stuff this week where people are trying to draw parallels with God's pardon of sinful people. And there is something to that, albeit in the most general of ways. Both are about pardon. Both have a father and a son involved. Both involve the concept of love. Both have an unconditional nature. But really, that's where the similarity ends. God's pardon is not just merely because he says so. God's pardon comes at a cost. You see, not even God could simply say, "You are pardoned." That's because where wrong has been done, it would be a denial of his justice and an insult to the injustice carried out to simply forgive. It would be a sweeping of things under the carpet, and God won't do that. God must uphold justice, for he is utterly just. Wrong ought to be justly dealt with. We hate it when a judge or someone in authority turns a blind eye to wrong or sweeps it under the carpet. So, instead, God offers to pay the penalty himself for our wrong actions. If Joe Biden had said, "My son is guilty, but I will serve his sentence for him because I love him," that would in some ways have mirrored what God offers to do. You see, in the Bible, God steps into the dock, offers to take our guilt and pay our sentence so that there is nothing left to pay. Guilt has been removed. Sin has been punished. Justice has been satisfied. And yet, love and mercy have been shown. God's pardon is the perfect balance of love and justice. It shows one without denying the other. One of the things about Biden's pardon that is utterly understandable is that he loves his son and would do anything for his son. But here's the problem. He let love get in the way of justice. In contrast, what stands out about God's pardon of us is that he did not let his love for his son get in the way of justice. Think of it. God the Father loved his son with an infinite love, far more than Joe Biden's love for Hunter Biden. And as his son was willing to take our guilt and punishment, so the Father did not allow that infinite love to cause him to draw back from carrying out his sentence on his son for our sins. We would have been damned if he did. President Biden's natural affection for his son helps us be all the more amazed that God would punish his son so that you and I could be forgiven. As one writer put it, God's love is astonishing precisely because at this point he put the world before his son. The statement, "God gave the world for his son," would evoke no wonder. The statement, "God gave his son for the world," borders on the incredible. So, God's pardon was neither cheap nor easy, nor is it merely just because He says so. It was purchased at great cost, is utterly just, and is an act of astonishing love. But we need to grasp this. That pardon, it's not automatically handed out. It needs to be asked for at the place where it was purchased, from Christ, at the cross. In the book of Isaiah, God says these words, "Let the wicked forsake their ways, and the unrighteous their thoughts. Let them turn to the Lord, and He will have mercy on them, and to our God, for He will abundantly pardon." What a promise. That's the way of real and lasting pardon. Thanks for listening. Have a great week, and if you want to get in touch, drop me an email, mark@newlifefellowship.ie. See you next time.